Hello, this is Sean with Blueprint Plumbing. We are here at 15 East Rivo Alto Drive. There we go. Looking at the pipe on the left side of the house, which is the east side. There's some water in here, so it's going to be a little more difficult to get a good video over here. So let's go back forward a little bit. There's a turn right here. After this turn, there's a lot of debris, so I can't really get any farther, but you see I'm already out 95 feet from this point. I believe this is the kitchen line, and I'm going to start pulling this up right now. Let me check and make sure I'm still recording. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so this is epoxy coating. You can tell because I can still see the joints. This coating was put on. There's no excess buildup in the coating, but you can definitely see the rings for each of the fittings. So this is definitely not liner. It's also not PVC, because I don't see any. The biggest telltale sign is I don't see any primer, purple primer gluing the joints together. So I'm pretty confident this is epoxy coating. Also, those joints, you can see the coating in the joints. I've seen a couple pieces of debris glued down. Dang it, stop acting up. Sorry, there's just so much water in here and there's nothing I can do with this water. It only takes maybe a quarter inch of water to obscure the camera head, unfortunately. There we go, we got it back. So this still is epoxy coating. There's a lot of grease. A surprising amount of grease built up on the top of this pipe though. Okay, now I believe this may be PVC here. That looks like some just grease and debris. This may also be only PVC. Yeah, I think this is only PVC, honestly, with all the grease and everything built up on it. It hasn't been cleaned recently. So I believe this could be PVC. Especially with all the grease on the top of the pipe. I'm trying to move a little quicker, it'll keep the camera head from getting dirty. Now, there's a Y, and we're coming down from the roof. This is the vent stack. Now I can see this is PVC, then you see the drips of epoxy, then it changes to epoxy coating. That's PVC right there. So there's epoxy coating here on cast iron, and then there's epoxy coating on PVC right there, and then you can see the top of the PVC where it's not quite connected firmly up against the cast iron, which isn't a big deal because there's a rubber fern coat, but you can see it change from PVC to cast iron right there. All of it's been coated through, and this is in the vertical stack, but that was a good example of why it's hard to tell the difference between PVC and the epoxy coating. They're very close. When the epoxy coating is done very well, the two textures are almost identical. So sometimes it's very hard to tell. But I don't think there's any liner in the parts of the pipe I just showed on this video.